Hello, everyone. It's been a minute. How you doing out there? Feeling good about your life and the world? Probably not, but that's okay. The good news is we have got White Lotus and, as always, MCU to discuss. So we are going to shortly be joined by Kyle, and we're going to run through the White Lotus season as a whole. So lots of spoilers. We're going to talk about the MCU trailers, specifically Shang Chi, Spider-Man, and Eternals, and we we're going to squeeze in a little what-if talk at the very end. Cool beans. So we're going to invite old Kyle to come on in here. We had a little trouble with the audio on the very last show we did, which was a very long time ago. Had to delete the whole thing. So, double checking. How'd it sound?
Sounding good.
Excellent. Have your seat there.
Hello,
everybody.
Hello.
Far
away. There we go. Let's hold it.
Very good. All right. So let's jump right into it. White Lotus. So this is the latest of the HBO Max. Kind of tired of saying prestige TV all the time offerings, but I don't know.
If everything's prestige, is anything prestige?
I
think they're playing. Actually, that's a good point. I like to start with that because I think everybody's a little too in on the prestige television thing.
Yeah,
and I think it's becoming a little bit lessened because of
Ooh. Might I suggest a little Outer Banks from Netflix then, just to cleanse the palate?
No, I just think White Lotus is the pomp and circumstance was way more than the content.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about it. So I think you tell me if I'm wrong. They seem to have wanted it very badly.
I think people want prestige television very badly.
That's where I thought you were going to go.
What I meant, yeah.
They look like the kid in middle school, high school, whatever, who they want it. They want it bad. You know what I mean? And they want it so badly in a way that you almost don't want them to have it.
Well, keep backing up.
No. All right. So I'll give my quick takeaways. God, we are loud. I'll give my quick takeaways. Okay. The ultimate test of anything to me is probably, will you watch a second season? And for me, the answer is yes, I will. The production, that's always scary when you have to start talking about production value. It's kind of like, Russillo always talks about, if you got to start talking about gold medals won when you're talking about an NBA player's resume, that's a red flag. So production value production value is probably, if we're talking that, it's probably a red flag, but I don't know. It's extremely well acted. I can't say the script is tight. I don't know why I enjoyed it. I thought the final couple episodes are the reason I'm going to watch the second. Because in all honesty,
it won't be the same cast, though, will it?
No.
So to me, I feel like that kind of puts it in a different category. I'm not sure it's... Can you really say that watching a second season is a good barometer of quality if it's an anthology? I guess that's kind of interesting. Because I actually would think I think the cast in the second season could end up being a lot better than this cast. I actually think that was a big issue with this. You don't pedestrian.
You don't think
I thought they were kind of short on talent.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
For something that was supposed to be this.
Well, but that's
the guy whose name no one knows.
Oh,
killed it.
Our man.
Bartlett or Murray Bartlett. Is it Bartlett or Bartley? I think it's Bartlett, but he's gone now, so it's just me. So yeah, don't bother watching. No, it's what else you gonna watch? Right, you're home all the time. Just watch it, but temper your expectations. Yeah, he's searching for stuff. So I'm just gonna. So my thing was, I had to fast forward through about 95% of a particular character's on-screen content. That's definitely not a sign of a good show.
Oh.
And I literally didn't miss anything. The few times I stopped it, I was like, I knew exactly what was happening. So there you go.
Well, okay. I think where I left it is, is that a judge? Here's my quick critiques. It's too long, which is for 6 episodes. That's not good. The ensemble was too large. It wasn't strong enough. It just wasn't. Most of the who is the actress with the face?
With the face and the thing.
Don't take that. No, she's known for her.
Puffy.
That's what she's known for. She's not known for being like some brilliant thespian talent.
Comedy, I guess.
Yeah, she's funny. She was funny in
I guess.
Best in Show. She's not my speed by any stretch of the imagination. But it was too long.
Jennifer Coolidge.
Yep, that. The transitions, and for those of you out there who don't care about Prestige TV, every time in a CSI show where they play a guitar riff and they would show the city for about 4 seconds, that's transition. Okay?
Perfect amount of transition.
Yeah!
If you have to do one.
Yeah. I don't ever need to see another televised Hawaiian ocean wave ever fucking again. Ever. I thought
I get it. It's pretty.
Yeah. It pulled me out because I'd be like, God,
like
here comes another damn wave.
To, see bubbles dissolve.
Yes.
It's like, wow, you really stuck with this. So yeah.
So that was. Yeah. That was hard.
So I'm gonna hit a couple things.
Yeah.
Murray Bartlett. He probably is gonna win an Emmy. He was incredible. My boy DK.
Tell him who he was.
My boy, he was Armand.
Yeah, Armand. He is.
Like the lead.
He's the host.
Yeah, the host with the most. He was
comedy
incredible. My boy DK from Farscape, amazing.
Shout out.
I think he had a run on a soap opera as of like 10 years ago.
He had a big run. Well, he did on Looking. He was a major character.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So he got some HBO. So he got some HBO credit, but he was, man, I wish.
You love how you did. Okay.
He was in it a lot, and
going crazy.
Done with more of him.
Yeah.
And then I thought Alexandra Daddario was the net right behind him.
And she played the part of the newlywed Rachel, the new wife.
And they didn't really feel like Rachel. I don't know if they really gave her a lot, but I thought she killed it. Steve Zahn and Connie Britton, look,
that's a hard character to play.
They're ribs, man. Ribs are good, right? Like
what's a rib?
Like pork, beef, pork ribs, like meat ribs. The meal, the food ribs.
Okay, ribs.
Ribs are good. Hot wings, whatever you're like a go-to. Are you a meal that's not ever going to blow your mind, but it's always good.
Are you comparing him to ribs?
Steve Zahn and Connie Britton are like chicken wings, like a good set of chicken wings, man.
Okay.
They're good. They're always good.
I thought Britton was.
They're never great. They're always pretty good.
I thought Britton. They waited way too long to let her flex her muscles.
I thought they were equally good, honestly.
I just think Britton. There was a lot more with her character, and they never really let her off the chain until nearly at the very end, which I think is a missed opportunity.
I feel like Molly Shannon kind of put a spark into the show.
Jesus, money.
How about that? Like, wow.
So her and her fake son from the show, Mr. Cornell hat wearing himself, Jake Lacey from The Office and other things, I guess. So the newlywed couple is the driving force. They're the engine for the entire show.
They're like the most. Other than Murray. Murray's like wow. They are. Yeah, he's kind of into. Shane's kind of getting into everything, and you hate him, but you're gonna watch every moment he's on screen.
Yes.
So yeah,
he's basically a horror villain. He's basically Wahlberg from what was that movie where he's like before Matthew McConaughey was even doing it? Fear. Yeah. Like in my opinion, this is low-key a horror film, a horror show. You think about the ending. You think about the way it's shot. It's very dark. There's always this sense of dread. People are constantly lurking everywhere. I thought this was like a horror show. And that, I don't know. I really did. Even from your favorite actress, Sydney Sweeney.
Please, I just don't even.
When she was peeping on Paula and Kai, poor Kai.
Jeez.
Brittany O'Grady. I did not. When she was peeping on them, again, part of me was like, is she? I knew she wasn't going to stab him, but so I want to give cousin Mike White, some credit. He shot. I think he took a script that was not particularly consistently interesting, and he shot it in a way to constantly make you be like, oh shit, what is about to happen? Even though you had a pretty good idea that probably nothing's going to happen. But I do remember feeling that a lot, like what? Oh,
I guess I never feel that.
No? Okay.
No.
I'm maybe giving a little too much credit.
The character, I kind of want to know more about what Dylan's deal was. He seemed kind of interesting.
Dylan, is that the guy that had his poopy hole messed with? All right.
Yeah. Well, I hope you wiped good.
Okay. Come on now.
Well,
I guess I took us there, eh?
Yeah. That's the thing when I'm struggling the show and I'm like thinking, I'm sitting there like, I wonder if we watch this guy for an episode, what would happen?
Yeah. Coolidge just really killed the show. I hate to say this. I didn't find her.
Yeah, Natasha Rothwell Belinda, she was a main character, and I think because she was unfortunately paired up with,
is that
Jennifer Coolidge's character?
Belinda.
She might have had a good story. I just don't know.
Could we have maybe gotten some more from Lainey?
Right,
the one that was pregnant to start. The game.
How weird!
That
she was a focus, and then just I get it. She gave birth to a kid, but I thought maybe you could come back to that, or I don't know.
Well, it was really weird because they seemed to hint that for the host Armand, they seemed
really affected him,
right? For a minute,
in a way that I didn't
until it didn't, until it was just off.
I started drinking.
So some things that I did like about the show, they're all villains, except for the son, actually, which is for a show that I think wanted to make a lot of statements about culture and privilege. I don't think it's a shock that since it was written by a white guy, the one hero is the young white male who's probably has the most going for him of literally anyone.
Well, no, they made a point to talk about how he doesn't.
So he can just quit everything and sail, and the indigenous Hawaiians are so welcoming. They just welcome him in. I thought it was fascinating and utterly preposterous.
Yeah, these parents, he just took off from the airport. Come on, it doesn't work. Yeah,
so airplanes don't work like that.
They're not taking off.
When the same mom that runs Google.
Okay,
basically,
can we
stands up and says, "Stop the plane"?
Can we try to figure out what her job is or what this mythical company is?
Here's all I would say: they would have me believe that she basically runs Google or Yahoo, lesser extent Yahoo, and all they can afford is a one bedroom.
A one bedroom.
So this family who seems. They're so wealthy. They've got $100,000 worth of jewelry in the safe.
With his own money, he bought a $75,000 bracelet. So,
yes, he bought the Kobe bracelets with his own money.
He made a point to say, not her money.
Not her money.
Clearly indicating she has a lot more money that's hers than he does.
So, the idea that this family would go on a Hawaiian vacation, they would park just two of the most miserable young ladies that you've ever seen on camera in the living room.
Oh man!
And then the poor boy gets shoved in a kitchenette.
A ventilate. First of all, do they not need to use their kitchenette? That was my immediate thought. Was is somebody drinking coffee? And there's no ventilation, no windows. Yeah. It's man, that's awful.
So step one at this resort. What? Step two. Sign two. They're allowing
one bedrooms in this place. We only saw rooms with one bedroom.
We never saw the plunging pool.
My God, we talked about it a lot.
Goddamn plunging.
I don't think there was one.
I don't either. I don't believe it. So hang on. Sign two, they're letting a teenager
oh my gosh
sleep on the beach at the resort every night.
What's that? With Armand, we met Armand though, so nobody's running this place.
To me, that is actually no one's running it. We met Armand. I he's 5 years sober, and how to go hard. Poor guy. Poor. You know what? Hang on, though. I got to stop. Because this goes back to they're all villains.
Before we get back into that, though, on your point
don't forget about the villains, though.
I just want to... Can anyone actually be that unhappy in Hawaii at a resort like that? Is that even possible?
Well, Adam Sandler's visit to Italy skit would tell you that just if you are miserable at home, you will be miserable in Italy. Like, but Hawaii, everybody I ever talked to is like Hawaii is like I don't want to come back.
And like go chill on the beach. Like I don't.
Oh wait, God, why could she not just take? She worked the whole time, man.
Literally the whole, and that's part of it.
These CEOs, these overpaid CEOs in this country that are treated like fucking kings. Very few queens. More on that later. They're treated like you can't tell me for a second that when they bounce, they don't bounce for a week.
Yeah. But there are a billion other executives, or like in a company that's like Google. You're going to tell me that. Some other like fleet of executives couldn't fill in for him for a week. Like, come on. To
be charitable is the point. She has to work twice as hard,
or I didn't know if it was that, or is she like a workaholic? Like I didn't know if it was much simpler. Like she's just kind of a workaholic.
Maybe she works because she doesn't want to deal with her fucking family.
I thought it was an avoidance.
That's probably because her family sucks.
Her family does suck. Well, the son's not so bad.
The son's not so bad. Just leave him in Hawaii.
I mean, he really benefited from Hawaii. To be
honest, he did.
Like. Honestly, the parents should be pretty happy because, they kind of got, weirdly, their kids back a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the villains.
Yeah.
I mean, like...
Everybody but Quinn, and I want to come back to that, too. They're pretty much all villains. I mean, even, I knew the second that Paula talked Kai into that, which was just her revenge fantasy. It really was. She is to me maybe one of the worst people on a show full of awful people. Yeah. She very well might be the worst, whereas Greg might be the best. Tanya's new beau. Shout out to Real Genius starring Val Kilmer because he was the guy. He was the guy with the really long hair that lived underground where you would go through a closet. Whoa. Yeah, so Real Genius shout out for the actor John Grease, who is that guy and been everything. Anyway,
I didn't get a lot of his scenes because I was just fast forwarding so much, but
he was good. It was, here's what they did.
The gist.
Everything to me in this show, the one saving grace is there's always a sense of danger. And with her and him, to me, there was always this danger that he was just like trying to be okay. I'm just going to be very straightforward. No editorial here on this part. He was going to have a one night stand with her and treat her like shit, and she was stuck in the same cycle of misery and sadness and
used by people.
And, yes, and just terrible toxic relationships. So to me, he was that danger, and then he turned out to be. Two things. One, pretty cool and give her some resolution. And two, another red herring for who was in that coffin. Which pretty much drove the entire final episode.
The show.
Yeah.
There's a reason they opened the show the way they did.
Brilliant. Ticking clock. That's essentially a ticking clock.
But again, I immediately thought, I wonder what the reason is why they thought they needed to do this. You could have told the story in a linear fashion.
Well, it's Michael Scott. The most exciting thing is a gun. He would probably say the second most exciting thing is a coffin. Yeah.
But does that mean that your show needed that?
It needed it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It definitely did.
And you can't
because I was very skeptical about the show before I started, and I watched. I was like, "Oh shit, what's happening here?"
Right?
It got me.
I'll say this: I would
have put money on Armand the entire time.
Oh, really?
Not that I knew how it was going to happen, but I was pretty certain he was going.
Boy, what if they had the balls to drown Quinn?
I mean, that was number 2. I thought, man, I don't see this.
Well, Skinny.
This isn't Mayor of Easttown. I don't see him drowning while he's asleep.
So Coolidge's boyfriend for me was hot, but then I was like,
it's not real.
Is that going to throw the punch?
It's not really. Yeah.
Then when they showed the knife, and honestly. The thing this show was best at was throwing red herrings about maybe even better than Mayor of Easttown about who it was because I was like, is he going to kill his wife? Is she going to kill him? Yeah. So that part was good.
Is Lanny going to come back with a vengeance for some reason unknown?
I wish. Oh no! I wish I could triple dog dare Mike White to open season 2 in a brand new place with another coffin. Do it again. Run it back. Run it back. Armand. Another Armand? His twin?
Him. Murray Bartlett. I don't care. Do it. Roll it back.
Yeah.
To me, with a show like this, the only thing that could really save it for me is if they got really weird in the next season. Like
give me an example.
Amp up the weirdness. Make it like
Nip Tuck weird, or like
not actually supernatural, but like you feel like there's a supernatural quality to things.
Because it toyed with that.
It was do it. Like, give me weird, unexplainable shit happening. Don't actually do a supernatural thing, but like get just on the other side of that line, and you're like, what the hell is happening?
There was a dark fairy tale element to this.
I thought they were flirting with it. And so, to me, you do something weird like Armand's just back and a new cast of people, and like, how is this happening? We have no idea. And then, who knows? Like, just do some bizarre shit. And I don't know. I can't think of it. I didn't really think through that. I don't have any notes on that.
A couple scuba diving notes. I did appreciate that they were not going to let them dive without the proper certification, which that was accurate.
We spent multiple episodes with them training.
We did.
So
what was inaccurate was out on the boat, they would never let the father and son dive by themselves. Even more than that, because the guy that took him out, he was not geared up. He was not going in the water. Even more than that, they would never, in a billion jillion years, let the kid dive by himself. You don't ever. I don't say ever. You're never supposed to dive.
Unless you have your own boat and you're like, some super.
You're like to hell with it. Yeah. It's super dangerous to dive by yourself.
I mean, are waters around Hawaii kind of treacherous?
There's fucking tiger sharks everywhere.
I would assume it's very treacherous.
Yes.
Yeah.
El Tiburon. You do not. You got to be careful. And it's gorgeous, but that's why you dive in a group with a dive captain. Anyway, I don't want to take us too far, but I did. Poor Courtney.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time on this.
Well, okay,
it's good though.
That's the beauty of it.
We're not going to talk that long about White Lotus.
But it's intriguing.
I'll say the best quality about the show is it has a water cooler aspect. So
it does. And no one is better about that than HBO. No. HBO is, and part of it is not. It's not just their content.
Wait, you mean like What If on Disney? Come on.
It's the fact that they have resisted the call to release all of the episodes at once.
I love it. I mean, I don't love it at the end of an episode, but I'm glad they do it.
I find it interesting that Netflix, for a show like Ozark, has never considered. Maybe we shouldn't drop them all at once.
Do it. Just try it.
Try it. I would be curious.
Do it with Ozark.
But you know what I'd probably do?
Wait.
I'd probably just wait till the end. No. Well, but then if people start talking about it, that was what was so cool is on Sunday it was like, and more with Mayor. White Lotus didn't really. Actually, I'm gonna have to go back on it a little bit. HBO is good. I'm not going back on that. I
watched it all at once.
I did,
but
you did.
I like that they do that with other shows.
Even I bulk watched. Yeah. Like I let a couple go.
I just wasn't that excited for the show. That's why I did it. I just Mayor. I wanted to watch Mayor. Like I knew it was going to be.
Got to, man.
Yeah.
What if somebody says some shit on the internet? Like I gotta get in this.
I was so uninterested in White Lotus. I literally didn't care if it was. Yeah. So I went with low expectations, and it still didn't really
See, that's not good.
And it wasn't like. Because when I watched the first episode, I was like, okay, this might be something. And then it kind of,
Yeah, they really... that last episode was amazing television.
I think you could get a new cat. I just wonder if, because it's interesting, if maybe you could entice a slightly better cast to get in.
And apparently he cranked this out really quick. There were no notes. He didn't operate off any notes from anyone. He just got it done. And I will say this, as someone who's attempted writing things, if he did all this and he didn't work, he wasn't able to, because of COVID, wasn't able to bounce ideas off of anybody, it actually turned out
pretty good.
He's pretty impressive then. Okay.
Kai. I want to know more about Kai. I want to see what happens. Man.
Dude, that's bullshit, man. I was like, don't do it, man. Why? Don't do it. You're going to get caught. I was like, Because we have an obsession with heist movies, right?
Oh, we should have gotten.
So the first thing I thought was like, how are you going to unload these diamonds, guys?
That's the biggest problem. So Vince,
how you
watch Animal Kingdom? You get
y'all all need to be watching Animal Kingdom.
You learn that Vince is tricky.
If
you play Red Dead, you got to haul your ass to there are like 2 locations in that whole map where you can fence shit.
Red Dead, Animal Kingdom, Kai, watch it. That literally, my poor girlfriend. I was like, how's he going to unload this? She's like, what? I was like, he's on a small island. How's he going to liquidate $100,000 in jewelry without anybody knowing?
Really noticeable shit. Yeah.
Jesus. What is the line from Die Hard? When you rob a bank, but when you steal $2 billion in bearers bonds, they will come looking for you. And I was like, well, when you steal $100,000 worth of jewelry on a tiny Hawaiian island, they will come looking for you.
There's going to be a police report. They're going to describe exactly what it is.
Dumb. Oh, dumb. All right. Like, poor guy. God, I hate
Rule of life. Don't listen to Paula.
Don't listen to Paula.
And he gave her that really nice. I don't know if it's not. I think it was a cheap piece of jewelry.
He is gorgeous, by the way.
He gave her that nice little necklace. She threw it in the goddamn water because of her guilt.
Like, the watch did
you got to keep that thing.
Well, was it guilt?
You're going to feel guilty.
Was it guilt, or is it I'm ridding myself of this? Because
like a reminder. She should have had to bear that burden. Damn it.
Yeah, the watch did a brilliant discussion about where levels of society, and this whole show as an examination of, well, you're here, but you can never be here. But you're still above here. You don't want to go back, even if you can't go up. And so I thought what a lot of the brilliant discussion was about her and her station versus Kai's. And like, she wasn't willing to go join him here. Mm-hmm. Which, I don't want to let, Steve Zahn had one of the most, look, I understand they're trying to represent a point of view. His take on privilege, I'm glad they got that down in a take on film. Not Steve Zahn, the actor. He's reading a lot, so don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that's his take at all. That character's take on privilege was so cringy.
Which part? I thought obviously I disagree with the majority, but I thought there was one little line when he's like, "Now when you're not giving that shit like."
That was brutal. Honestly.
I thought that was the only part.
Yeah.
Everything else was like, yes, very cringy. Yeah. Very, very cringy.
Yeah. It was tough.
It was almost kind of like, do we even need this? Like,
if I can be honest, that's one of my big critiques of the show, though, is if you were trying to make a statement about class and privilege, where's the great positive avatar to push that message? Because there wasn't one. Kai Paula sucks, dude.
Well, look, I don't know what school Olivia goes to.
Columbia.
Paula goes there with her.
Someone said, wait, that's not accurate. That's not accurate. That's what they said on the watch. Somebody said Columbia.
They go to school together, right?
Yeah.
So she goes to whatever school.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. Maybe they didn't get into her financial aid or however she's paying for. Maybe her parents have money. We don't know what her situation is. They don't really get into that at all.
Yeah.
All I know is she goes to probably a very nice school. So, I thought I guess it was implied like there's a fine line of like, what did she say? Like, that's your tribe? Yeah. Like, well, and I'm assuming it was like unsaid because it's kind of hers too a little bit. Like, is that the point? Like, I was curious about that. Like, is that the point that maybe neither is her? Like, she doesn't really have. She's not part of Kai's. Like, she's not really part of his world.
Well, no, I think that was the Watch's point. No, she's okay. There's the what's their last names? The whatever.
Mossbachers.
The Mossbachers.
Whatever. Yeah.
There's her and there's Kai. But boy, he was just gorgeous and thoughtful. I can't get over it. I don't know why she didn't want to lock that down. I thought her reaction to him basically professing his love to her was very disingenuous to the character. My biggest criticism of Mike White's script is his treatment of Paula. I thought
it was rough.
It was rough. I thought there was a chance there to do something special with her character, and I don't know if he's just like, no, I really want to reflect the cynicism of the world.
So that's kind of how everybody ended a little bit. Like, more of a grounded cynicism. Like, you think about the Rachel ending with Shane, like, I kind of like that. It was unexpected.
But it was realistic.
It was. I think that's...
Sadly,
I think it's a very cynical take, though. Like, she's like, no, I do money, right? Like,
well, what I like, though, is at the end, it made me think, does he suck that much more than she does?
Maybe he's not that bad, yeah. I guess I shouldn't say it's about money, but, like, it's... because I do feel like she's kind of like, wait a minute.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, well, you finish your thought, because I have a tangent off of that.
I thought something was interesting was this, and this was this is the brilliance of this script. Is he objectifying her physically, or is he just like, holy shit, I married a bomb-ass lady?
I mean, both.
You know, right? So, and that's where this script is brilliant. There's so many times where I wanted to be like, you're this! Like, oh, well, or do you mean it like... Because there's plenty of people that'll be like, oh, I outkicked my coverage. I did this, I did that. And my first thought is never like, you're a sexist.
But he's pretty attractive, too, so...
He is.
Yeah. I mean, she's still probably a little bit, but, like, he's not... I mean, he's in pretty good shape, not bad looking. So.
Oh, sure. He's like a 8.3, and she's like a...
So it's not like
a 9.8.
It's not like crazy, at least. He doesn't seem like a bad guy. He's kind of, I mean, he's a privileged little shit, basically. I mean, that's what he is.
He is a privileged shit.
She married him, though. That's my whole thing. It's like, wait a minute. Like, you dated him not for very long.
What's weird is she gave this explanation of why.
Well, I met you in New York and blah, blah, blah.
And I was like, okay, so you don't want to marry him. I get it. You want a divorce. And then at the end, when she stays married to him, I was like, whoa. Like that.
I'm going to be happy now. I just kind of felt bad for her. I was like, oh,
I felt awful for her.
I was like, Jesus, this was like you're in prison. Like,
she's terrified.
To go out.
They set up with her parents.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to end up like them.
Yeah.
You know? Money, as money, as Molly Shannon son said. So good. Money. She's like, oh, when those cars come around that track. Oh, right. Shout out Talladega Nights. All right. So for a show that we weren't sure we liked, we spent half an hour on it, and I could probably talk another 20 minutes about it because it is, if nothing else, it's provocative.
Yeah, because there's something else on my list that I don't really care to talk much about.
Oh, get to it.
It's not, so I guess Black Widow, the movie. We watched
it. Are we going to do that? Are we going in?
I mean, we got a full slate of Marvel to get to.
Shit. Let's talk Black Widow.
I didn't really plan to. I want to kind of end positive, so I'm going to try to go least positive to positive.
As Kevin Costner said to Jennifer Lawrence, can we talk Black Widow?
We're finishing with Loki, so.
We're doing all that.
We're doing all
right, let me stretch, let me settle in. We got trailer.
Pop a top.
Yeah, I'm going to go get one. You're going to have to cover for me. Let's do Black Widow then.
Well,
what do you got?
TC Tugger. TC
Tugger. I thought it was very forgettable. Unfortunately for me, I'm sorry. You want to jump in? I'm going to be short about this.
I don't have much to say.
I don't either. It's, for me, a lot of times, the more I think about a movie, the more I'm like, damn, that was a good movie.
It's either, it's going up or down.
So I finally just watched Boogie Nights. This is just an example. First 30 minutes, like, boy, let's get this thing moving. I have thought so much about that movie since the final scene ticked off. But like Black Widow, boy, if this was supposed to showcase, they should have maybe gotten the Russo brothers, because to me, this was a massive step back from her treatment in Infinity War and Endgame.
Civil War.
Winter
Soldier. I mean the Russo four. Like
the Russo.
She was not.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like her character did not feel right.
No.
The story was. It wasn't complicated. I just don't really feel
she was so droll.
What's the point? I don't know. There's like no point to this.
No, it's a bad James Bond movie.
Florence Pugh was actually really good. Thank God.
Her and David Harbour stole the movie.
Yeah, they were amazing. Yet maybe the most unforgettable villain they've ever had in a movie, and that's saying something.
God, he was like a.
They've had a guy named Caecilius who you probably don't remember.
Wait, what?
From Doctor Strange.
Oh my
your boy.
God.
Yeah.
Oh no! I forgot how they did Mads. I forgot
he was
how they
still
did
better
Mads.
than this guy. I mean, this guy was.
Kyle, this was a bad James Bond movie.
They had
the set pieces. The set pieces rocked.
They had fair amount of mind control.
Kyle,
What the fuck?
but she broke her nose though.
I don't. Yeah,
but she broke her nose.
I'm not even gonna go with that. I was just like, what? By that point, I was like, whatever, man.
She did the thing where she's actually interrogating you.
I was like, okay, you know what? Nothing matters. Like, yeah, break your nose. Whatever. Okay.
Things are falling. Oh, and Taskmaster, they just...
Oh, he's such an interesting... Like, I don't know a lot about it, but I've read comics with him. He's interesting.
And this is not a criticism of swapping the gender.
I like that actor.
It could have been a...
Caroline, I can't remember her name, but I like her.
No, I do too. My criticism...
Make her Taskmaster.
Shout out Oblivion. Shout out...
Oblivion.
Was she not in a...
her movie?
No, a Sam Worthington Titans movie.
Wait.
Was she
in Quantum of Solace?
That's the other one she was in, I think.
Yeah, she was in Quantum of Solace.
So, like, I like her quite a bit. That character is not a mind-wiped character. That character is a psychopath.
No, he has a power. He has a cool power.
And they just suck the interest, just like they did with
They did with her. Like they did with the movie. Like,
it was not good. It was not a good movie. It was one of the worst MCU movies I've ever seen.
A real messed up moral conundrum with Natasha. I mean, holy shit.
Yeah.
What?
He's like, the daughter's in there. Blow it up.
Like, what? You're an Avenger? You should be in jail.
Wait, what? Is it? Now, was that, was she in Hawkeye in the movie? They're always referencing...
Budapest.
And that was...
Because he was, I think...
Okay, so then what makes this 1,000 times worse?
They make a lot of jokes
in all the movies, they're joking about Budapest. Turns out she blew up a little girl in Budapest.
She thought she killed her. She did. She thought she did. She intended on it.
It's just a bad fucking movie.
You can't do that.
No.
You can have her accidentally kill somebody, like, accidentally. Like, you can't... like, blow it, like, huh?
The only good part was the start because it channeled The Americans, which is one of the greatest American television shows, no pun intended, that's ever been made. I finally went back a couple years ago and finished the oh my God. But anyway, it had that real Americans vibe, like it was intriguing. And then it wasn't.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I don't...
Because I'm not a big fan of what's his name anyway. That villain, that guy, that actor.
I can't remember. I don't even care.
Broke Man's Brian Cox. He was good in The Departed.
I don't care. Yeah.
He was good in The Departed.
I don't care.
But anyway, they did fuck her on that contract.
Yeah, they probably did.
And I hope she wins her lawsuit.
All they had to do was just throw her some money when they decided to release Strike. I just don't get it. Like,
why
make this complicated?
I don't understand.
Well, look, even if they wanted to haggle, like, cut her a check for $10 million and be done with, like. There's probably not going to be anything about it.
Well, she's claiming $50 million.
That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
That movie was probably not going to make $50 million. Oh, okay. It would have made it wasn't going to do as well as what they acted like. It never was, no matter what.
No, not once the
money.
Reviews got out. No.
I mean, this movie was not. People were talking about before the pandemic. Like, this movie hit $1 billion. It was never going to hit $1 billion.
No, it's
never
not
in a billion years would it hit $1 billion. And it sure as hell wasn't going to hit it during a pandemic. So
Marvel's in for some reality checks because some of those movies that hit it. Some of the gross that some of the movies did leading up to Endgame.
Infinity War Endgame sandwich.
It's the Infinity War boost.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not going to specify which ones because I'll wait to shred their sequels. But,
look,
there's some reality checks.
You can't deny the release dates of Captain Marvel and Black Panther. Now, Black Panther I actually really liked. Did not like Captain Marvel. But those movies benefited from their proximity.
The box office.
There's a reason they also tried to sandwich Ant-Man movies after Age of Ultron and Civil War or whatever. Like somewhere around there. Like, they know the movies that need a boost.
Yeah.
And, Spider-Man, look, I loved Far From Home, but it came right off of Endgame and it hit $1 billion. Like, the first one did not. It got like a little under $800 million.
Which is a shame because I think it is a vastly superior movie.
I like Far From Home better. But still, it hit $1 billion. So, yeah, I think, and I'm really looking forward to, we'll continue the list. If you need to run, I can get you a soda.
Sponsored by nobody.
Yeah.
Hey, press. You want to sponsor us? We've got like 3 viewers. What is next? Is this where we jump into trailers or Loki?
I mean, we got
Loki or trailers?
We got Spider-Man. We got Shang Chi hype. We got
We got no camera.
We're back.
And we're back.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
And
the dog is gone.
Nope, I'm done. I'm done.
Folks, this is called live streaming. Working without a net. Happens all
Pretty
the
good
time.
recovery.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I'll riff for a minute. So in terms of Marvel, since we're on it, I'm currently reading Annihilation Conquest. Went back to the 2008, 9, that kind of era. 2007, 8. I just recently finished the Annihilation event. Highly recommend. It is a war story, and it is cool as hell. I think it influenced probably a lot of the good cosmic stuff that came after it, and probably some of the cool cosmic stuff that we're gonna see in the future. So, Annihilation Conquest, check it out.
Check it out.
Comics, by the way, read them. They're good.
That was Comics Corner. Comics Corner.
Comics Corner.
Comics Corner. Back out. All right, cool. Trailers or Loki?
Are we still up? Did you check it? Or...
Yeah. No, we're still up.
We're finishing with Loki, so well, no, you guys let some Hater Nation out on the trailers. So
okay, we're finishing with Loki. All right, cool.
Ain't nothing bad to say about that, so that's why I want to finish with it.
No. Let's see if you're still. Yeah, you good. We're good. Okay. I'm gonna save my best for last. Eternals, I have concerns. I have serious concerns after this last trailer. The villains look like a bunch of Transformers. Was it 4 or 5 rejects?
Oh God! When they're like synthetic or something? Or
well,
like, synthetic.
It was the first one with Wahlberg. It was like, Wahlberg's first one.
They were like humans created like this weird.
Well, they were like dinosaurs. You know, they
were dinosaurs, but then they were like these little cube things that would assemble into. It was messed up. Yeah.
So, the villains look bad. The head villain looks worse.
Oh God, he looked.
I mean, he makes Steppenwolf from the Whedon cut look like well done.
Good.
I get the feeling they're going to try and be super serious.
Very serious.
And just squeeze in a joke every. They probably have it timed out every 32 minutes. Yeah. I'm worried, man. I think this is. I'm very worried.
I want to like it a lot, but I don't think it's going to be very good. Like, when I say very good, this is Marvel very good, by the way. Like, there's still always a level of some quality with some of these.
They're proving lately they can be bad.
We see something different, yeah. Well, I have a main thing we can talk about some other time about like why they were successful before, and I think it's casting. The people they cast, they exude charisma.
It's a great.
They nailed their casting early on.
It's a great cast.
We'll see, but it didn't really matter. RDJ, Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson. Those are actors who have charisma in other movies.
We'll see. Captain America 1 was not very good. I didn't enjoy it very much.
They got a lot. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was better than some other stuff I've seen. Like,
yeah.
These people exude charisma, and they've been doing other things. We're starting to see. We'll see. You're right. The cast. I'm pretty stoked about the cast. I'm a little concerned about the tone. So who knows? I'm concerned as well. So I want it to do well because Icarus looks awesome. Those eye beams look badass.
The eye beams look great. Here's the thing I'll say. I said the other night.
All their powers come out the same.
If the 20th Century Fox deal gets done a year earlier, is
never an Eternal.
There's not an Eternals movie. No, there's just not. There's absolutely.
Yeah, there's a real good chance that once X-Men start on, you might not see these people. Even I'm not saying they'll get rid of it, but like you just won't maybe see them a lot.
Well, shit, man. Madden. What's his first?
Richard Madden.
Richard Madden would have been cast as Wolverine. He wouldn't have been cast as this guy that none of us have ever fucking heard of. With a bunch of people we've never heard of that all did the same damn thing.
Thanos. Oh, okay. The Celestial, though. Pretty stoked about the Celestial. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's some positive. Okay. That's a big deal. Very big deal seeing that Celestial. But that's it. So next up.
All right.
Shang Chi hype.
No, Spider-Man.
Okay.
I'm with Spider-Man.
Okay, with Spider-Man next.
No
Way Home.
Because I'm literally I'm in between.
My title would have been better than
The
No Way Home
Homeless.
sucks. No, Home Invasion. You could have used the word home. It is exactly what's happening. Home invasion would have been kick ass. So
no, Mike, no.
You wouldn't have liked that better?
God, no. Are you kidding me? Home invasion.
Home invasion.
It's great. Jesus Christ.
Literally, we saw in the trailer, his home is literally being invaded.
Yeah, it looks like Doctor Strange has been invaded by snow.
You got a hole in the roof, man. What do you want me to do?
So I've crawled off the ledge a little. Okay.
You were major hater nation on this. I don't even know why.
I don't like the idea. If they do the storyline from like the One Good Day or One Last Day or whatever bullshit, if they erase a bunch of people's brains and they erase everything that has been established in the first, well, just ever since he's been Spider-Man, I'm gonna walk out. I'm not coming to this movie for a Sony reset. I don't want to watch MJ and his friends all forget about. If they forget he's Spider-Man, that's one thing. Oh my God. Okay, let me just get in with this real quick.
This is a weird hill to die on.
I'm happy to die on it.
I don't get it.
Because I give a shit about what's been accomplished with his character in the 5 movies or whatever he's been in. And I don't want to see it just reset because Sony is bored or whatever else the hell they want to do it for. You don't have to reset everything. 2, Doctor Strange, who literally was willing to sacrifice Iron Man and Spider-Man and anybody else
down to you
to not take
kid Stone.
You're right. He's not in a billion fucking years going to reset reality so Peter Parker's daily life can be improved.
Look, man, he's got a room full of snow. He's wearing a damn hoodie and sweatpants.
Okay, because apparently it takes place not that far after they've returned from the blip, and there was a hole in the roof from when Hulk came through it. And so the word on the internet.
So supposedly Wong was also dusted. So
the word on the internet is there was lots of snow in New York.
It's been months.
It's
been months.
Yeah,
because Far From Home happened after Endgame, by the way. So it's been like 5 or 6 months.
So. I don't want to go back. I don't ever like going back. Whether it's society or what's been established story-wise in a shared universe I care about. I don't want to do things over.
Well, and that's like the thing of Spider-Man compared to every other character in Marvel that's kind of weird. Like, I've always thought that was a stupid thing with him. Nobody else has a secret identity. No, the Avengers don't have secret identities. The X-Men don't have secret identities. Why Spider-Man had stupid-ass secret? It's a very DC thing. It's weird. Like,
he's the only one, though, out of all those people you've mentioned that really has vulnerable family.
Well, Tony Stark did.
Did he? I mean, Pepper, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's got her own suit half the time. I mean, like, she's a badass.
Well, Spider-Man needs to get to work. He's got all the Stark tech now.
Yeah.
He's got the drones. Shit, he's got drones. He could be following people. Now, I'm not saying I disagree with you.
I've stepped back off the ledge. I have. I don't think anything we're seeing in that trailer is what we think it is.
Well, plus we know they make shit up in trailers. They put things that are not going to be in the movie in the trailers.
That's
Who knows?
That's accurate.
Everybody's all spun up about Doctor Strange. I don't know. I think people are wildly forgetting everything we've seen from him. Yes, he was serious. We've also seen him be extremely cheeky. He is an ego mate. His ego is as big as Tony Stark's. Yes. We've seen his ego get him into trouble in his own movie. He was a huge dick because of his ego before his car accident, which led to him becoming a magician. He actually, people are like, oh, he winked at, like, that's weird. Well, he winked at Tony Stark after he did magic.
I don't think that's weird.
I just think it's a trailer, and they may have taken some B-roll for a scene they didn't love. They're like, we're going to put this. Who knows? We don't know. We have no idea. I don't think it's that wildly out of character for him to act that way, but some people really do.
You think it would be in character from what we've seen?
I think when Wong said don't do it, he's like, I'm doing it. I'm going to do the spin.
I find it terrifying
for the
future of Marvel that they can write a character who's willing to sacrifice the two maybe greatest heroes in the universe to not screw with reality, and yet when Peter Parker's like, man, my life sucks, he's like, well, let me alter all of reality.
Well,
like, that's just
I
so
also
inconsistent.
don't think that's even remotely what's going to happen.
Right.
There's no way Peter Parker being annoying could fuck up the multiverse. That's not.
Oh no, I don't even.
They're not going to write it that way.
That's on a whole nother level of bullshit.
They're not going to do that. Something else is happening that we're not seeing. Who knows? There could be multiple conversations that happen, right? Like he could come in and then he could go. Maybe something really bad happens to Peter, and then he feels like he needs to help him. We don't know. So I'm not going to get off. My biggest question. I don't even want to talk about that because I'm pretty stoked. I could not be more excited about the multiverse. I'm shocked that they're actually doing it because I think it's a little over the heads of the general audience.
It's way over the heads of the general audience.
But I'm really excited.
It's a massive mistake.
But do you care? You get it. I'm super excited about it.
He's taken leisure elsewhere.
Neither.
I'm not as excited for it as you are. I think it's going to give them. I think they're going to feel now they have free license to make big dramatic statements that they know they can undo because multiverse.
Good. So. I want good characters.
Well, I think those are two very separate things.
I don't care about stakes. Or maybe is that what you're saying?
I just think if everything means nothing, then it's just not going to have the same emotional impact. And I'm not a fan of what they did in Endgame at all. But if you're telling me what happened here really means jack shit.
Not bringing Tony Stark back. You're going to get to see, Ironheart.
If you're telling me every single thing that happens in every movie you make can be undone because you can just say whoopsie multiverse, yeah, it takes now it's just like DC then.
It's not undone.
Yeah, but it was meaningless.
How so?
Because that was just that universe.
We're always going to be in this universe in Marvel. We're always going to be.
Well, I thought you were talking about multiverse.
I'm just saying to see other things. They're never going to leave home base. Home base will always be the universe we know. I just think it's cool to get to see. I don't love the de-aging. I think it's cool to get to see Doc Ock roll in. I think that's cool.
Yeah, but you don't have to do multiverse to do that.
You don't.
You have a deal with Sony. Like that's my biggest problem. This multiverse bullshit. You don't need any of this to do with the things you want to do unless you want to do things that you're worried how the audience will take it. And then after you do it, you can always have this way to pull it back because, whoopsie, multiverse. That's my problem.
You can't do Secret Wars without multiverse.
Well, then let's just not do Secret Wars because nobody knows what the hell Secret Wars is. No one cares.
I want to see Secret Wars.
Yeah, all right.
Why are people so excited to see potentially Tobey Maguire again?
I don't know. God, I don't know. Gambling tip.
Isn't it weird that we all know he was a terrible Spider-Man?
He was a terrible Spider-Man. Those are bad movies.
And yet,
I don't give a shit what y'all think. Those are bad movies.
It's almost like because of the novelty of seeing another Spider-Man, people don't give a shit that he was terrible. It's weird. I don't understand that. I wanted to bring that up. Yeah, and I want to stop de-aging. I want to stop it. I don't want to do it anymore. It's awful. It's never going to be good. It hasn't been.
You don't like Alfred Molina's weird frizzy
his face looks weird. His hair looks really. Did he muss his hair up after he came through the multiverse portal? Weird. Because if they're de-aging him, they're probably going to de-age Norman Osborn, which I'm going to hate that too.
Oh, Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah. You don't think James Franco will be in it?
I don't think he'll be in it. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I just want to see all the things. I want to see cool shit from the comics. So
I think it has amazing upside, and then for me personally, I think it has amazing downside. So, we'll see. I don't think either one of them I'm going to love as much as Shang.
Hell yeah.
Damn Chi. I am so excited for this movie. Yeah. I am ready to watch that dude, Bruce Lee, kick ass from start to finish. The rings look amazing. The dragon looks amazing. We got Abomination. We got Wong.
They're doing a damn Bloodsport tournament.
Oh my dear God! I mean, the villain looks cool. I don't even need him. There's cool. There's 3 awesome looking villains between his father, sword hand guy, and Ninja Face, which is probably a woman. With the cool face.
There's a name for that character. I can't remember. Yeah. No, I could not be more excited.
God.
I mean, look, as excited as I am for Multiverse or Cosmic Guardian stuff or Thor, my favorite stuff is the grounded. Give me that hand-to-hand.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
It's why I was so disappointed with Falcon and Winter Soldier because they didn't give us any of that.
No.
It's why Winter Soldier is still the best MCU movie. period. Him and
Yep.
him and Bucky going at it in the street. Oh my god, the elevator scene,
Elevator.
and don't
The most memorable scene in the history of Marvel.
give me, man, that fucking scene in What If. I have a huge problem. That
Hey, if
pissed
it
me
makes you
off.
funny better, I read.
pissed me
I've been
off.
reading through the Dark Reign comics, and that happened in a comic that I read last night.
I read them all.
Birdsong, I think, is her name. She has no power. She did way more than what Black Widow did. And what
What's
If
comics are different. You can get away with a lot.
Cartoons.
Yeah, but they're modeling it strictly.
Okay, so
MCU.
I can't wait to jump into that because I got some shit to say about
They're not.
MCU.
They may be animated, but this is off of the
What
MCU,
If.
not the comics.
Yeah, so it ain't. I mean, like, okay, wait. Let's finish Shang-Chi. I'm so worried that my expectations have gotten way too high for this movie.
It's gonna ramp up like the whole movie. Like, I can't even. We saw a dragon. We still don't know how this movie's gonna end.
I've got the soundtrack on my spot. I'll just randomly play the soundtrack to this movie.
So we should go What If first, but I didn't tell you. I guess I didn't mention it. But,
No, let's close with What If.
Well, no, we're closing with Loki for sure.
Okay, all right, cool. Let's just power through. What If? I don't have a lot to say other than it's fine. I will watch it. I'm going to continue to watch it. Some of it's creative, a lot of it's derivative. A lot of it shows a lack of imagination.
Weird
It's fine.
for an animated show.
Yeah, for
where you literally are bound by nothing.
For a comic series that made its bones on let's do the wild weird thing,
And they have.
They
have in the What If comics.
Yeah, they seem the show seems pretty dead set on not doing the wild weird thing, but instead redoing from anywhere to 45 to 75% of the original thing with a few minor tweaks.
Twist. Yeah. We're getting with Captain Carter though. We'll come back to that. I would like to come back to that.
Feige's full of shit. These are not connected to the MCU. These are not in any way going to be part of a canon. As usual, he's lying to cover something that he knows is probably not as great as what he promised.
The Thanos thing was the best thing they've done so far.
Oh, Thanos repeatedly trying to defend.
It sounds an awful lot like genocide.
Sounds an awful like genocide. Sounds pretty efficient.
Might I add?
It's
random. Might I add? Efficient.
I don't have a lot of positive things to say.
There's some. I do think
the action sequences.
The best
are
is yet to come, and that's what I heard that from people who like saw the screeners of the first three. They're like, the first three are okay, but supposedly everybody's like waiting for the rest of it. So I'm excited for the zombie. I mean,
are they going to do a sequel to the one they just dropped?
Who's not going to enjoy the Marvel Zombies? I don't know.
Are they going to do an alternative?
We know there's
Avengers?
like an alternative Avengers. We know that.
Yeah,
We've seen the trailer.
So then I think
Marvel Zombies is coming.
It would behoove them to release the sequel to Episode 3 as Episode 4 and not make us wait. Because that is where like it's Black Panther and Star-Lord, right? Is it like
Gamora? Like Thanos looking Gamora, but a good. I think on the hero side.
I think I would have felt a lot better if they would have been like to be continued at the end of Episode 3.
Props to the actors who showed up for What If.
Woo! Yeah.
I want to say that. I mean,
that's
Michael Douglas showed up.
Yes.
Lake Bell which is a cool her voice. That was a good decision. Since
Chris Evans can't be troubled. RDJ can't be troubled.
Apparently that guy's done Iron Man and other animated stuff. So that's kind of look, man, they didn't sign on to an animated. That's fine, whatever. I just think it's cool. I'm not trying to be negative. I just want to say, thank good. Tom Hiddleston is the freaking man. Oh, well, we'll get to him.
Let me finish with one little bit of acid. Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr.
and Chris
and Scarlett Johansson.
He's killing it. Joe. Jeremy Renner showed up for What If.
Yes,
how about that?
Of course he did.
He kind of needs.
He needs a lot of things. They've all made way more money than they were ever destined to make.
Yeah,
and I mean by a factor.
Evans,
don't feed me that bullshit.
People say because of Fantastic Four, he was kind of on the map a little bit.
Yeah, and it bombed, and he was off the map. And so, they probably by a factor of 10 or 12, they have all made more money.
Way more.
Than and
their profile is bigger.
Who was it? Nora Durst.
Nora Durst.
That's her real name. No, Carrie Coon's right. She had a quote I read the other day in defense of Marvel, where after Scorsese said all his bullshit about theme park rides, and by the way, Scorsese, I did a double header last night of The Hustler and Color of Money, and man, Color of Money is not very good. And 1961, The Hustler is way better than the pseudo sequel you made. It's a pretty rough anyway. Scorsese, you listen to me. But no, she said, well, I don't know about a lot of the stuff he said, but I get asked 15 times a day for my autograph because I play Proxima Midnight. Yes! And they've never heard of anything else I've ever done. Yeah, and I never. And she's like, she's like, I'm very cool with that. And I never would have had a lot of the opportunity. So it's just like.
Did she come back to do the voice of Proxima Midnight?
She did.
Okay, good. Then.
Of course.
I was about to pounce on that.
Of course she did. Of course she did.
She
did her one line. Well, here's what's more upsetting, though, Kyle. You could call in. These guys could do this from their mansions.
I think Robert Downey Jr. actually owns a recording studio in New York. I think. I'm not sure, but I think he might.
Okay.
I listened to some podcasts where and thanks to the Robert Downey Jr. studio or something it's something like that. I'm like, wait a minute, is he on a recording studio? I'll have to check into that.
Well, thank God he's free from the MCU, so he can go do more shitty Disney movies like Dr. Animal Talk.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Anyway,
but you don't want multiverses when you're getting them back. So pick a side, man.
Go cast the lead from Last Kingdom and make him the new Iron Man. Bring him in from a.
No, you got a new Iron Man. Riri Williams is your new Iron Man.
Who?
The character. I don't know who the actor is, but Ironheart for the comics.
All right, let's just go on to Loki.
Well, no, there's set footage of Shuri at MIT and film Black Panther. So yeah, they're doing that.
Excellent. Very good.
So
very good.
What if? Okay. So the last thing. So you're telling me you're not pumped for the future of Captain Carter? Because the rumor mill says she's going to be leading the multiverse Illuminati in Doctor Strange 2.
Huh?
So, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? What?
There's a rumor. This is a wild one. That there's going to be a multiverse Illuminati in Doctor Strange. And let me see if I can get the names right. I should have written this down. It's Captain Carter. Now, these are all potentially other, separate universe people, not from the same place.
Yeah.
A Captain Carter, a Monica Rambeau, a Baron Mordo.
Who?
Chiwetel Ejiofor's character, or however you say that.
Okay, I like
Doctor Strange.
I like this character, but he no Illuminati.
So hang on, I did Captain Carter. There's 6. I did 4, right?
Captain Carter,
Monica Rambeau, Baron Mordo, Photon. Maybe a Captain Marvel. Oh man, who else? Oh, Charles Xavier. Which he is one at least. And who is the other one?
Is this a movie?
It's in Doctor. I don't know, man. It's bullshit.
I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I can't do that bullshit, dude. I can't live with being told there's some alternative Illuminati that's Agent Carter, Monica Rambeau. I mean, I love Chiwetel Ejiofor, but no, I mean, that character is so ancillary. Man, why are they doing Illuminati? Anyway, we should move on to Loki, because this is a deep rabbit hole. Why in the world would they be doing Illuminati in a Doctor Strange movie? He's not even part of the comic book Illuminati.
Well, who?
Doctor Strange.
He is.
Is he?
And sometimes he is.
Because it was Beast, Black Panther, Namor, Professor X, Tony Stark.
The one I've seen, Beast wasn't even in it. It was Reed Richards is one you would think Reed Richards should be there. Tony Stark, Charles Xavier.
Well, Beast has always been
Namor, not the one. I mean, the original one. It was
it led into.
It was led into around
pre-Dark Reign,
and Hulk and pre-Dark Reign and all that. Yeah, it was Xavier, Namor. Not Black Panther at first because he walked away. He's like,
okay, so did Beast replace Professor X?
Maybe, yeah. One of the many times he was dead. Man, Man, I gotta find this list. Oh, Balder the Brave. Oh, dumbass Balder. You know Balder. Balder the idiot is what I call him. He's an Asgardian. During that, it wasn't part of Dark Reign, but Thor's story during Dark Reign when he comes back and he rebuilds Asgard, and Loki sets him up. It's a pretty weak story to not be the king because he
Oh God, no!
And Balder the
God,
Balder the moron.
No. I know.
He should be called.
All right, let me just tell you,
he's the biggest dumbass I've ever seen.
From a business standpoint, this is not happening.
It'll never happen.
This is some of the stupidest bullshit I've ever heard.
It's because they want to do Illuminati. They're not going to do this. They want to do real Illuminati.
Anyway,
all right. Yeah. So I knew that would get you a little spun out. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, that's some stupid ass shit. So, all right. So positivity reigns with Loki.
Oh my God. Unreal. I mean, I'm gonna classify. I'm gonna reclassify it as a MCU film, and it's in the top 6 or 7.
Perfectly balanced as all things should be.
It's amazing.
It's incredible.
Loki.
Jeez.
And then
Sylvie.
And
Fantastic.
then just
how you gonna do it? I can't even believe it. I still.
And then Jonathan Majors comes in as Kane for a 20-minute spike of the football that was just they just let him chew scenery. They just let him cook, man. Jonathan Majors is one of the best actors on the planet right now. They just let him cook for 20 minutes.
I couldn't believe it. I gasped very loudly when they showed him.
We said, holy shit. They're doing it.
I mean, they already announced him as Kang, the Conqueror for Ant-Man.
After all the silly, empty flirtations of WandaVision, which I have no interest in revisiting, and I'm appalled that they're allowing the showrunner from WandaVision to have so much power in the MCU.
The writer wrote Black Widow, I think. It had a lot to do with it.
Absolutely makes sense.
I believe. I'll double check that, folks. But not anybody cares.
And then the shitstorm that was Winter and Falcon Winter Soldier. And then you get Loki. That is just tight and just good police, man.
Even better than I thought it was going to be.
Oh my God, that ending. Visually, it's there's no weaknesses. Owen Wilson's just being Owen Wilson, rocking out. Sylvie was amazing. I mean, just good. Everybody was great.
Well, and people talk about two shows it's cool. You watch people; they really overhype shows about how what do people say about when you kind of deconstruct a character? They did it and they nailed it with him. That is how you deconstruct a character in a meaningful way, and then you show who he really is. My God, because this is the post Avengers 1 villain,
right?
And it was legit. It was legitimate how they got him there. Amazing. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah.
Well, for people like me that don't want to, I don't like going backwards ever, and that was my big concern with this show. Is we've seen him develop. Am I ready to watch him? I was like, you know what? He's so great. I can watch him be an asshole. Okay, whatever. And then they just delivered beyond my wildest expectations. They got him up to speed, and there's people that are critical of it, and to them I would say,
I'm bought it. To me, it worked.
That showing him home movies of his future life,
who hasn't watched a home movie and gotten emotional? I mean, that's the thing.
It was very Chevy Chase, National Lampoon's in the Attic.
You see all the he saw his mother die. He saw himself die. That's some shit.
Yeah.
So, and then Sylvie, that was really what kind of drove it. She was so good.
When he said to her, there's something about I'm not playing any blah, blah. I just want you to be okay.
Oh.
It was this writing is too good for this is Silver Linings playbook writing. This is too I don't want to say it's too good for the MCU because I'm not trying to be
thank God he's writing Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Michael Waldron.
Waldron. That is the person that should have all the power.
So they bring all the Rick and Morty people into Marvel.
Yeah.
There's him, and then the writer, somebody who's writing Quantum Mania is also Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. They know, yeah. Oh, it was incredible.
Brilliant. Can't wait. Didn't think they'd do a season 2, and yeah, here comes season 2. The alternate Lokis, man. Gator Loki.
Gator. Oh
son,
my god.
Drinking wine in the kiddie pool.
I knew it. Some people are like, no, it's a pet. Like, no, that is a Loki.
No, it's a Loki.
That is a damn
That-
Gator Loki.
That is a Loki.
Oh,
What else you got?
that's it.
All right. Well, then I think to close it out, we have our own version of Loki.
Where is a little Loki? We wish we could have gotten him in. In retrospect, we maybe should have gotten him in the show with the little horns and
Say hi to everybody, Loki.
little Meester Loki.
Loki! Loki, here's the camera. Where's Gator? Oh, hey, bud. Ah! Where's Gator Loki? He said, where's Gator? Oh, no. Oh, no. Hey, bud. We're going to get you in the MCU. Loki Big Old Mission for everybody. Find him on Instagram. Find him on... Oh, there we go. All right. Well, anything else?
That's it.
That's it.
We out. Peace.